5 things that every woman in her 20s needs to hear. And even if you're not in your 20s anymore, you might still benefit from it. As someone who's in her late 20s, these are the 5 things that I would tell every woman who's in her 20s. Number 1, your 20s is a season of building. And when I say building, it's not just in the sense of building traditional success. I am talking about building your self-esteem. This is step 1. And I'll tell you why. The first 2 decades of your life, you're like a sponge, absorbing everything people say about you. You sound like that, you look like that, you can't do that, you can't be that, you will never be that, oh, that one. And because you don't know any better, you take their word for it. But here is the truth. They don't know. They don't know your potential. They don't know what you can be or you cannot be. They shouldn't be assigning their own insecurities onto you. God created you perfectly the way you are. And there's always room for improvement on things that we can improve upon, but that should come from you, not as a result of insecurity that people projected onto you first 2 decades of your life. So I hope we're clear on why we need to build our self-esteem. Not because we're broken, but because we didn't know any better. We were kids, and whatever we were told about ourselves is exactly what we believed about ourselves. And that is okay. But in our 20s, we get to decide. We get to decide, and we get to unlearn all the voices within us. Figure out what we like, what we don't like, what we value, all of it. Self-esteem, by definition, is confidence in one's ability, in one's self, in one's worthiness. The fact that you're created, the fact that God created you, means you're worthy. You don't need anything else other than that. Self-confidence is different because that's in relation to a specific thing, something that requires practice, a skill. But self-esteem speaks to your worthiness, and your worthiness is never in question. But in your 20s, that might not be the truth, especially in your early 20s. That might not be the truth for you. Because like I said, people tell you more about you in those 2 decades. So yeah, lock in and understand that you are worthy. God created you, fashioned you in the best way. If the entire world comes together, they cannot create the same you.